Hello and good afternoon, everyone. Today we're going to have a class called for student success, 8 tips to create a work or study at home schedule. So, there will be 8 tips. And I think after reviewing it, it looks pretty good because a lot of people have been working from home. We've been working a lot more remotely. And sometimes it's easy to get distracted, and sometimes it's difficult to stay on top of everything that you want to do. But what this will kind of tell us is how we can do that. So any employee or student who works or does school remotely from home or anything remotely from home knows it's not a picnic. It takes skill to figure out how to focus and create a great work zone inside your home. When you're meeting demands of different clients, employers, mentors, and family, because you're going to get all sorts from everywhere, it can be difficult to meet all the tasks required of you. And it's easy to get sidetracked or distracted by your kitchen, your TV, family, and the comforts of your own space when you're working from or studying from home, or looking for jobs from home, anything that we do remotely, really. And really, what it's saying is that these virtual learning in classes and things like that are actually becoming more and more popular. Even with school, like a lot of people take college classes and they do most of it online. They don't go to school, and it's since the pandemic that has actually. I don't think I prefer it because I have done at-home classes. I prefer being there, being able to ask questions, bother the professor, other students, things like that. But it is becoming more and more popular and a lot more streamlined and user-friendly. So for most people, creating a schedule the night before, so knowing what you're going to do the night before, will help them know what they need to do for the next day. So start out with that the night before. Like, what is most important that I need to get done tomorrow? And, just make sure that you remember that. And your schedule may include household chores, lunch, time with the family, appointments, as well as your work or studies. So at the end of the day, look forward to tomorrow of all the things you can accomplish. So creating a schedule is what's really important here. Sorry, my neighbors are working on their yard, beautifying it and such. But it might be a little noisy. But creating a schedule is very important in being productive and efficient when doing work at home or study at home tasks. Even if it's just cleaning your room, just doing anything that you can. So without a schedule, it's easy for your days to fly by, and you've accomplished very little or nothing at all. So let's go for the tips. That's just the setup. Now let's listen to the tips. Number 1, don't let lazy mornings get you off track. So when you're working or doing school from home, or anything that we're doing right now, which is remotely, it's very tempting to sleep in and waste your morning away. But research shows that workers and students tend to be most productive in the morning time. Because you're just waking up, you don't have all the burdens of the day yet. Yesterday's over, so it's time to start a new day. So it's good to get out and get started. But don't fritter the day away watching TV, being on social media, or not wanting to get out of bed. So you don't have to start your day at the crack of dawn, but avoiding sleeping in too late or lazing around, scrolling social media, all that stuff. So set a specific hour when you want to get out of bed each morning and set your alarm clock. And of course, people have the snooze. And sometimes you're like, I just need 15 more minutes. But then, if you actually have to be to work at a certain time, that's it. You can't keep going, or eventually you're like, oh, now I'm 15 minutes late. And they notice that at work. So the start of the day, for many people, the start of the day isn't the best time for schoolwork or work tasks. So you may have other responsibilities, but it's still a productive time. So that's okay. It's smart to get out of bed, get a start to the day. So when it's time to focus down for school or work, you've gotten other things accomplished. So making sure you're eating breakfast, personal care, personal hygiene, make sure you're getting all that done before the day begins, or, before you get on your phone, depending on what the rest of the day is. And another easy thing to do is allow remote study work from home jobs, meaning more spend time in your PJs. But when you just roll out of bed and try to start working, it can set the tone for your day, but not in a good way. A great morning and work day routine involves getting ready for the day. So, like it says, taking a shower, doing your hair, personal hygiene. So, number 1, let's not get lazy. Number 2, set routines you can stick to. So if you do, going to school, program, anything, work remotely, you may also have responsibilities to clean, cook, shop, care for, some people care for kids and more. It's a valuable skill to be able to create routines for those responsibilities that you can evolve your full or part-time work and study around. So if you know which day of the week you have appointments, make sure you set that routine and have that ready to go. So you can know to avoid scheduling other things throughout the day, so make sure you keep that routine, So, oh, no, sorry, I already had this scheduled, so I can't really do that today. Oh, and also, sorry, that's my phone, but it's way over there. I'll call her back. For example, if you know you'll have grocery shopping on Monday morning, you can get it out of the way and plan out meetings, projects, and work hours around that task. So if you have to pick up children at a certain time or anything like that, you can make sure that, but you want to set that routine. So you don't want to forget a kid if you are taking care of kids. Number 3, plan your days and weeks. So an important thing about creating a schedule is to sit down and actually lay it out and not try to wing it, which is a problem. Sometimes we try to wing it, like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. You'll notice you get a lot more done if you actually plan it out and have a plan. And say, oh, yeah, now everything on my list that I had planned got done. And sit down and look at the next week's schedule and tasks. And you can take the opportunity to remind yourself about upcoming meetings, appointments, deadlines, and more if you plan it out already. All right, number 4, we're halfway through. Create a to-do list. And this is an important thing. I'm not very good at doing it. I kind of wing it sometimes, but other times I do create a to-do list. So when you lay out your schedule for the week, create a to-do list of the things you'd like to accomplish. And not only things will crop up during any employee's work day, or when you're at home, things might come up, an important phone call you weren't expecting. But when you have laid out some of the things that you want to accomplish, it can help you guide your schedule. So that's why a to-do list is good. Say you do get a phone call and you're like, got to take care of this. It's important. And so you go and take care of that. Then you can always come back and look at the schedule. Because a lot of times people forget and be like, what was it I was going to do? I know I had something planned. That's why you want to actually create that schedule. Number 5, plan time for breaks. So take care of yourself. Make sure you're setting a time for breaks, eating, lunchtime is important. They say maybe a 5 to 10 break every 2 hours. That's kind of a lot, but that's what they say. A 10 or 15 break every 2 hours can help you feel rejuvenated and ready for the day. Well, maybe in some countries they do that, but honestly, I think we get like a half-hour lunch break for a 4-hour shift and a 15-minute break, which actually does kind of work out that way. But, it's really good to stay on top of it. Like, hey, I need to take a break. I'm getting overwhelmed here, so make sure you plan that time, because your time is important. Number 6, remove distractions. So when you create a schedule, you'll eliminate dead time, is what they call it, dead time. During the day that could be used for distracting non-meaningful things. It's okay to plan some time to scroll through social media, watch TV, distractions. Creating a schedule will help you avoid having the whole day turn to distractions. So, planning, having something that they call a distraction isn't, like, you just want to plan around it. Like, if like, for me, I know that it's the, sorry, I thought my phone was ringing again, but it's just a weird noise outside. But I'm going to watch, it's the NBA playoffs, so I'm going to watch each one of those games. And so it's a distraction. I mean, I do record them, but at the same time, I want to make sure I plan that, plan things around that. Like, I got to get this done and this done and this done before I can start the game. And so I kind of set that distraction aside and put it into my schedule in a way. And then 7, very important, communicate your schedule to your family, fellow employees, and bosses. And this is very important, especially when it comes to the things that we all have appointments that we have to go to, days that we're going to come in during the week, days that you might have other things planned with your family, friends, but make sure you're letting other people know, like, oh, that's right, sorry, I can't do that. I already have this time scheduled with somebody else. And let people know in advance, not the day before or the night before, like, oh, by the way, I have this class that I've known about for a long time, or I have a doctor's appointment that, they told me about a month ago. You want to make sure that you're letting everybody know, immediately so they can write it into their schedule book. And number 8 is be prepared to be flexible. That's something that I have a hard time with. When something goes wrong or outside of a schedule or something that I planned on, it's hard for me to re-engage, and I get frustrated. But it's okay. And that's what I'm learning. Schedules fall apart. To know that plans change. And the more things change, the more they stay the same. But plans do. They change. And we change with them. And we say, hey, this isn't so bad. Actually, it's a nice distraction. And I'll just have to add that into my day. Maybe I can take care of this tomorrow, so when I'm planning out my day later that night, it's not a big deal. So be flexible. Be prepared to be flexible, because nothing ever goes according to plan. And those are the 8 things. I hope you enjoyed this. Of course, if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, things that maybe you'd want to put in there, please let us all know. And I hope that all of you have a fantastic rest of your day. All right. Bye, everybody.